with your new friend Ty.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Tea Party Podcast. It's a podcast where you find new friends and new music. And this week I'm joined by a brother-sister country pop duo from Florida who have over 7 million views on YouTube and who just dropped a brand new song in April called Something Good to Miss. Let's welcome to the show, Juna and Joey. How are you guys?
I'm great.
Good. How are you?
Thank you so much for having us.
I am doing fantastic. Thank you guys for taking the time to jump on here. I know you're probably pretty busy out there traveling and everything, and excited to get to know you guys.
Yeah, let's do it.
Awesome. Well, we'll tee off with Juna and Joey next.
It's time to tee off with Ty and today's guest,
Juna and Joey.
Here comes the first four.
Okay, here we go, guys, with the first four, and I'll ask this question, then you guys can each answer it. Whoever wants to go first can go first. But the first question, if you couldn't be in the entertainment industry, what job would you have?
I would probably own a bakery because I love to bake, or maybe like a little like coffee shop. Like I like to cook and bake. So probably something in the food, genre, in the food.
Nice.
Well, before music, I actually played a lot of sports. So I would say my second option would be a baseball player, basketball, football, soccer, one of those, because I played all of them.
Something in the sports world. Nice. Okay, how about this one? If I give you control of the music at a party, what's the first song you're going to play?
Oh my gosh, I'd probably play Beer Never Broke My Heart by Luke Combs to really get the party started.
That's a good choice.
Yeah.
Let me see. I would say Lovin' on You by Luke Combs. I don't know.
Okay.
I really like that song.
So Luke Combs fans, I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, if you could bring any character from TV or a movie to life to hang out with for a day, who would you hang out with?
Animated or
Anything,
like
any
animated
character.
or like I would probably say, why don't you go first?
I would bring Drake and Josh over to the house and
Oh.
I would literally just like hang out, play music with them. It'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, I would say maybe one of the cast members from The Vampire Diaries, which is a show I've been obsessed with. Actually, no. I would bring any cast member from Outer Banks. They're coming out with like a season 2, July 30th, and I'm so excited. That is literally my favorite show on this entire
What
planet.
about the guy Russell?
Oh, Christopher Russell too. I would love to be with him.
She's got the hots for him.
Yeah, any one of those.
Joey just spilling the tea here on question number 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's one that hopefully won't get you in any more trouble. But if you could have an unlimited supply of anything, tacos, guitar strings, scotch tape, what would it be?
I would say probably Starbucks, like unlimited like, flow.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like my favorite place ever. So, or acai bowls too, because those are amazing.
I'm a huge fan of fitness stuff, so I kind of work out a lot. So I'd say protein powder.
Okay. That's solid. And I can already tell that Juna is a big coffee fan, right?
Yeah.
Is that what we're getting here? Coffee shop, Starbucks. I like it. Well,
Yeah.
guys, thanks for playing along. That was the first 4 presented by JA Motorsports. But now let's turn the attention to you guys. Give everybody just kind of the quick Cliff Notes version of growing up in Florida and tell everybody how you got into music.
Yeah, so I started around the age of 3 or 4. I saw the song Love from The Little Rascals by Frank Sinatra. And when I was really young, like a baby, I'd watch the movie all the time. So I learned it and performed it for my dad in our living room on our coffee table. And he was like freaking out. He was like, "You gotta get her lessons. Oh my gosh." And
Of course, you said coffee table.
yeah. Oh my God. And so that's kind of how I started and where my love for music came from. Then I started with lessons, like doing kind of classical stuff, learning piano and vocals. And then Joey.
Yeah, I actually was into sports. I played baseball for 8 years. I played basketball for like 2. Then I went to football for probably 2 years, and it was just I had a wild schedule. Like I'd be playing 3 sports at once. Baseball Monday, Wednesday, Friday, basketball too.
Yeah, and
it was
crazy. And I'd have to sit on the field like in the hot heat all day while he had like double headers, like when we play 2 games in a row. And yeah, it was like out in the heat all day sweating.
I mean, I was at your lesson. I was at your dance lessons with the stinky room with all their feet. So I mean, I couldn't say anything. But yeah, I was into sports for a very long time, and then I went to one of my sister's lessons and found out I could sing. Then I started to play piano. I got into guitar as well, and I also play the sax. So I'm kind of doing the whole instrument vibe thing. So,
yeah, same as well. I play piano, guitar, and I'm learning the fiddle right now. So yeah, I play a few instruments.
All right. So when you guys are learning those instruments, is it something that's just kind of come about organically, or is it something where you're writing a song or you're playing music and you're like, you know what would sound really good here? Saxophone. Let me figure out how to play that.
I'm not really sure. Like I feel like guitar is kind of just like a basic, like not like a basic instrument, but it's kind of just like one that can really add to like a show, or like, can really just like help you out, especially with songwriting too, just knowing like the basics of like chords and stuff and all that. So I think that's kind of where that came in. But then for me with the fiddle, I don't really know where that came from. I just was like, oh, that's a cool instrument. And I thought like it was really big in the country genre, and I wanted to just like add it to some stuff that we did live. And I don't know, I've really been loving it, even though it's like literally impossible. Like it's so hard. I've been trying my best, but yeah, I just kind of wanted to add that to our, to our shows and stuff.
Yeah, right, you guys didn't pick easy instruments to learn. I mean, fiddle and sax are one of the harder ones.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of breath support and a lot of technique. But I go to Berklee College of Music right now, and I'm taking guitar, scales, and chords. So I'm learning like different types of music as well, like jazz chords and all sorts of that thing. And I want to like make my guitar playing just like even so much better. And I feel like Berklee's like taking it to the next level. So I'm glad that I'm there, and I'm learning a lot of new things, and I'm getting refreshed of things that I've learned in the past. So it's a good time.
Well, and that's definitely got to help you out, especially as you move forward. I mean, you guys are both still fairly young, especially out in the music industry. And I guess that brings up a question. What kind of obstacles have you guys run into being kind of on the younger side of music, trying to book gigs or get out on the road or anything like that? Has that been a struggle?
Well, yeah, I mean, in Nashville, like to play, you got to be 21 to go down in Nashville. So that's kind of a struggle for us because I'm only 18 and Juna's 16. So
yeah, like we just played a show in Panama City at Miss Newbies for the Gulf Coast Pepsi Challenge. That's where they held like the competition. And we had to like stay outside of the bar until we like came into play, and then we had to go right back outside. So it was a little bit challenging for us to like, kind of get those kind of shows booked, like where the crowds are really big at night and like really like upbeat and festive. So yeah. But also I would say just like, especially like at a young age, I feel like
you have a lot of things on your plate as well, like school.
Yeah, like school, and just also like not really having any time to just do like everyday kind of like not like everyday kind of stuff, but like I guess kids stuff or like teen stuff, like friends, or like even our manager says like forget birthdays and holidays, those are birthdays. Just having to work constantly all the time, like putting out content, like working on our songwriting, working on new music to put out, just like it's kind of like a whole everyday all day thing. So it's like kind of like stepping away from all the normal teen stuff.
And we started our YouTube channel. I guess we started very young, and I guess YouTube was seeing that like our videos, like there's like this thing with the comments, and like since we're young, they kind of like monitored our comments, and they took it away.
They took them completely away. Which,
so it kind of stifled our progress because we were gaining about like 300 subscribers a day, and then eventually it kind of plateaued. So we're kind of just stuck.
Couldn't really interact with our fans, and they couldn't like, they used to comment songs that they want to hear and like give feedback, and it was nice. And now we can't really, we don't really have that anymore. So yeah, that's another thing like with age is just like for social media and stuff.
Was there something that you guys were able to do outside of YouTube to continue to grow that fan base, kind of maybe move it over to TikTok or Instagram or something like that?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we've been grinding on TikTok lately. We've been posting consistently because TikTok is like the really big thing now, and I kind of feel like Instagram and Facebook are kind of just
they're not as popular. I think TikTok is
just say it. They're for old people like me. It's for the millennials. We're stuck on Facebook and Instagram, and TikTok is really where it's at.
Yeah, no, it's definitely grown a lot of like people, especially in the music business. Like a lot of musical artists like got a lot of recognition on TikTok and are now like on charts and like doing all these like huge, like going on tour with a bunch of famous people, which has been really nice, to see people like grow from that platform within music.
We also went to a radio station a couple of days ago, and the radio station played our song on the radio, and we took a video and posted on TikTok, and it actually went viral a couple days ago. So we were glad about that. And,
I got like 100,000 views, which is really amazing because then people can see like our original music, and they can see like what we've been up to and gain some new followers from that. So yeah, it's been really good.
What was that like, hearing yourselves on the radio for the first time? That had to be pretty cool. I mean, you guys have done some other things, but being on the radio is kind of like that climbing the mountaintop sort of a thing.
We were bopping our heads in the car.
It was amazing just for her to be like, here's Juna and Joey with Something Good to Miss. We were like, oh my God, that's us. Like, it's so cool. And then for them to play right after us, like a Luke Bryan song or like a Luke Combs song, just like right after our song was on there, which is so crazy. It was so cool to like know that like all the people tuning in right now,
like all the people we listen to, were like with them now. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, like it's awesome.
So, and then doing stuff like that, I mean, obviously it's got to help having your sibling right there. I mean, having anybody to kind of go through this journey with, both emotionally and mentally and all of that, has got to be super helpful. But having your sibling there, somebody that you've grown up with your whole life, doing this with you, how much does that help you guys just kind of calm the nerves or limit the anxiety, or that sort of thing?
Yeah, it's definitely a blessing. Like, it's really nice to be able to work with your sibling, in this kind of career path. Like, especially like sometimes, for example, sometimes on stage, like if we forget a word or something, like we'll just look at each other and Joey's like, what are the words? And I'm like, I'll give him like the first two lines, and he's like, thanks.
So, what are the chords? I'm like,
and he's like, show me the guitar. Yeah. So it's nice to like be there to like back each other up, when we forget a line or something. And also with songwriting too, it's a really good, we both bring something to the table.
I feel like Juna's more of the lyricist when we write songs, and I'm more of like the melodies and the music behind it. And our goal to our fans and other people that want to listen to us is we're trying to promote sibling harmonies. Like that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to be like Dan and Shay, let's say. And I feel like or the modern day covers, yeah. But I feel like having harmonies and like doing a 4-part with them with Dan and Shay, that'd be so cool.
That would be really cool. So it'd be really fun to collab with them. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about your songwriting a little bit. You guys just released a new song in April called Something Good to Miss. And before we get into that song and how it came about, tell everybody how you would, I mean, I guess you kind of did, but how would you describe your sound to people that haven't heard it before?
Yeah, I would say country pop.
Country pop is our genre.
And yeah, like for example, like we said, Dan and Shay, maybe some Florida Georgia line too, a little bit. Just that duo with the harmonies. Yeah.
Well, and when it comes to actually songwriting, Joey, you mentioned it a little bit. Juna comes up with the lyrics. You kind of come up with the melody. When you guys are writing, what does your process look like? Does one of those typically come before the other, or do you guys work on them at the same time?
Well, we have like a hook book that we both have that we both use. So if anytime I'm like, oh, Juna, that would be a cool title. And then we brainstorm ideas, try to figure out like,
I'll just sit around our manager Diane all day and just write titles in my phone.
She says a lot of things. So we're just like, oh, that's a good title.
Yeah, she says a lot of good song titles. So we'll just put them in our phone. Like, even if we're like driving down the street, we'll see like a cool sign or like a cool phrase. I don't know. We'll just write it in there.
Because a lot of the songs out there are just, things that people have said.
Experiences and stuff. Yeah.
Stuff like that. So
that's kind of that. That's kind of how we do like coming up with like ideas and stuff. But when it comes to writing it, it's pretty much just, we'll just sit down, either start with the verse, chorus, whatever just comes naturally. And even sometimes we'll have like ideas and like they won't necessarily be titles. So we'll just write around that. And I don't know, I guess just whatever comes first.
And sometimes like we'll write a song, we're like, all right, this is not good. And then we'll keep writing and then it'll be better.
We're like, never mind.
It always like builds up. So
yeah,
it's just like,
it's like trust the process kind of thing.
Give everybody kind of the behind the scenes of what it looked like when you guys were writing Something Good to Miss. Where did the inspiration come from? And then what did your writing and recording process look like?
Well, first it went like this. No, this should go here. And then this.
We actually sat down with some writers from Nashville, and one of the writers was like, well, what if we called Something Good to Miss? And I was like, what? I was like, I didn't really get what it meant. I was like,
yeah, because we actually bought a house up here in Nashville, and I think like we were saying like we missed something about in Florida or something like that, and then he was like, oh, maybe Something Good to Miss would be like a cool title or whatever, and then
he came in there and was like, what about this?
Yeah,
we
got the melody.
Yeah, we were kind of thinking like how we could relate that, to kind of our lives and stuff, and then we started writing it. Where it could relate to somebody else's life completely different, like military family or someone who travels for work a lot, just coming having something to come back home to and having something good to miss while you're gone.
Like our dogs, like when we don't bring them, it's like
yeah, or like our family, our friends back home, anything that, is something good to miss or something to miss while you're gone.
Well, I know people will be upset if I don't ask this question. What kind of dogs do you guys have?
All right, so we have a Lhasa Poo and we have a Golden Doodle.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's butternut squash.
Yeah.
Butternut and squash.
I love it. I love it. Well, here, let's give everybody a chance to listen to your new song. This one is from Juna and Joey. It's called Something Good to Miss.
Something good to miss. Coffee, porch swings, laughing at stupid jokes. All the small things add up to what matters most. We're always stealing time, never feels long enough. Stealing time, somehow it catches us. Goodbyes get in the way, they never feel okay. But you should know, just like my hometown, you feel right to come on back to. You should know, 24/7, 365, sneaking up, hanging out in my mind. Till that next kiss, so hold on to this. Got something good to miss. Goodbyes get in the way, they never feel okay. But you should know. Hanging out in my mind till that next kiss, so hold on to this. Got something good to miss. Something good to miss.
That one was called Something Good to Miss from today's guests, Juna and Joey. Do you guys have any more music or anything else coming out in 2021? Or what's the rest of your 2021 look like?
Well, we have another song coming out called More Than a Maybe. That's one of our next songs that's we're going to put out. We're also going to have a music video for it, hopefully merch for it as well. And we're super excited because we got a lot of things planned, and I just want to get my sleep now. So
catching up. I know there's also 2 more coming out with Something Good to Miss and More Than Maybe on our self-titled EP called I'm So Over You and Till Your Heart Breaks. And that's going to be coming out, through the year. Just kind of putting it out as we go.
And then on June 11th, Something Good to Miss is actually premiering on CMT. So we're super excited about that.
And it just hit 70 on the Music Row chart. So yeah, and like to see our names too, like on a chart where like these amazing artists are, like I don't know, like Kelsey Ballerini, I think was on there, and just like to see our names on the same like chart is like crazy. Like it's insane. that like our names are right next to theirs. It's awesome. Oh, and then also, oh, sorry, you go.
Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I just have so much to say.
Yeah, we also are going on a tour to England in October, and September. Yeah, we're gonna be there for a month, so it's gonna be a long journey. I'm gonna learn the accents over there. We're gonna learn the money system. Just gonna have a great time, and we're gonna be in the van like the whole time. So
yeah,
it's gonna be a fun time.
And we're gonna be opening for an artist named Twinny, and we're just so excited to go and like Joey said, experience the culture and the food and the music and just be around the UK and just
Because there's a lot of country fans up there. Like,
yeah, they love their country.
Definitely is.
That's a country like spot. Like,
is this your first time traveling internationally, just in general?
No, we went to
Italy
a few years ago for a family trip because our grandfather is from there and he actually sings opera. So I guess that's kind of where we pulled from.
They say he can break glass.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but they say. And also our mom's dad was in a country band and he played pretty much everything with strings. He wrote music and did the country stuff. So, yeah.
Where can people follow along on social media? I assume that you're going to be posting pictures and videos all over the place, but what are your handles?
You can follow us at Juna and Joey, Juna, the letter N, Joey. We also have a website, junaandjoey.com, so you can check out our like stuff that we post, our
bio and
bios,
some media and all that.
All about us, our ages, stuff like that.
And also you can there's direct links to Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, pretty much everywhere you can stream our original music.
Awesome. And we'll make sure to link that in the description of this podcast. But you guys, going over to Europe's really cool, but you've been able to do some pretty cool stuff before this, including being asked to appear in Spirit Writing Free, covering a Keith Urban song. What was that experience like from being asked to do it to actually going in and recording the song and then to hearing it actually be part of it on Netflix?
It was really.
I mean, I don't really know anything about horses or anything, but we were there all day and we were petting them, we were riding them, we were washing them, feeding them. We were like doing a whole bunch of things, and it was a fun time.
Yeah, we never filmed like a whole day video production before. That was like our first time. So we had like makeup done. Obviously that was like more fun for me because it was so nice to see like my makeup fully done and like cute outfits and like just the whole thing, like filming with like amazing cameras and getting the right angles and like kind of like acting in a way, like which was really fun, and just being out there and experiencing that was amazing.
Well, and you guys also got to live out my 90s kid childhood dream by being on Nickelodeon. What was that like? Because I feel like that's kind of a completely different experience than anything else.
Oh yeah, that was equally as amazing.
Yeah.
Even like the stage, just the whole production, the way everything was run, the judges obviously meeting all of them, like David and Sierra and Debbie Gibson. That was insane.
Yeah, the
and
whole
just
vibe,
to hear feedback from them, like it's so
the whole
crazy.
vibe in LA is just so nice. I don't know. And then, like Juna said, the feedback. We got constructive criticism from them. We learned a lot on that trip. We also met a whole bunch of other artists that we're gonna soon write with. So it was
even like
good to
artists that we still keep in touch with to this day, like that were on the show. Just making connections and like meeting new people, and yeah, it was amazing. So.
That's got to be pretty cool. And then the last one that you guys did, or we're going to do, I guess COVID kind of wreaked havoc on your plans a little bit, but you were scheduled to appear on America's Got Talent before it got canceled. What does that process look like when they reach out to you guys, say, hey, you should come and try out for America's Got Talent? And then, what else did COVID kind of change last year for you guys as you were just kind of trying to really make a name for yourselves?
Yeah, well, for AGT, we had gone down to the audition, did the whole thing, sat in that big room with all these people, and they did like a little like filming of us, like where we walked down like the checker thing with all the people sitting and doing like the acrobatics and stuff. It was really cool, yeah. Unfortunately, like you said, COVID kind of got in the way, and like literally we're supposed to fly out, I think, the next week, and then they had to shut down like all the production, so we couldn't fly out. And but I feel like
it really
with one door that closes, another will open.
I feel like it really affected like our performance wise, because we would play a bunch of shows down in Florida and Nashville, and so it kind of stifled our like growth with performances. And I also couldn't go to the gym, which was pretty sad because our parents are really strict about it. And so it was kind of a struggle for me. But now I feel like it's kind of slowed down a bit. So I'm now back in the gym, lifting weights.
Yeah, and also for me, being in high school, everybody kind of switched to online, which actually made me realize
I graduated online.
Which actually made me realize how much I love online school. And now I'm transferring to a real online school because my school wasn't online before, so they kind of had to just like accommodate for that. But now I'm going to a real online school based out of California, and I'm super excited for that.
Yeah, and that whole time we were doing live streams, doing shows,
yeah, just to
doing podcasts like this one. We were really busy, so we weren't just like relaxing. We were kind of working. I felt like it was also good because we got a lot done, but it's like a double-edged sword.
Yeah, and we also produced a little EP called COVID Covers, just kind of a combination of songs relating to COVID, like 6 feet apart from Luke Combs and All by Myself, and just kind of like an album or an EP of like those kinds of songs that people could listen to and relate to during this time. Yeah,
that's really cool. How much? I mean, did that make it a little bit easier for you guys? Obviously, graduating virtually is not ideal, especially after you've put in all of that time. But did it make it easier for you guys as artists, not having to go to class every day in person? You guys can kind of do it wherever.
Yeah, we got a lot more music done. Learned a lot more on the guitar, learned a lot more on the piano.
Yeah, totally.
And just, we also got more writes in because I feel like writing is the most important thing because you got to write 100 songs to finally get that one hit.
And especially for me too, like I was, I had classes like from 8 a.m. to like 3 p.m. and I was just tied up all day, in my room or like, on my computer. And then
are you done yet?
When I finally got out, I was like, all right, I'm exhausted. Like it was just like a whole like day, or even like when we used to go to school too in person. So now that I'm kind of switching over to this new school, I'm excited to, kind of just like
you have a lot more freedom.
Yeah, a lot more time. And that's what this school is focused on, is like building your craft as like a musician in the industry and like, kind of taking like the academic workload off. Obviously, I'm still doing the basics that you need to graduate.
We went to a performing arts school that did like more core music, so it actually helped us with singing,
fundamentals
and stuff. Yeah. But I feel like our career is going to be more country pop.
We're just going in a different path, so you want to kind of like switch over to a different,
That makes sense, and you've got to do something to keep you busy while Joey's in the gym. Sounds like. So.
I mean.
Guys, this has been a great time. We'll definitely have to do it again down the road. But before we let you go, we end every show the same way. It's called the Final Four. Pretty similar to the way that we started, but these questions make you think a little bit more. Okay?
Okay.
Ready?
It's time for the Final Four.
First question. What's your favorite venue that you've ever played in?
I would probably say... I think it was called the Bright Box Theater. I'm not really sure. It was when we were on tour 2 years ago. We had played like in 30 cities. I don't know, like we did everything. So it's hard for me to like remember what. I think it was in Virginia. It was like a Bright Box Theater. It was so cool. It was like a stage, and it had like seats all around, and the lighting was great, and they had this like room outdoor. It was like a really nice theater, and I thought that was really fun.
Yeah, we had a whole bunch of them. Hold on, let me see. We actually just went to one of those challenges that we were upon called the Gulf Coast Jam, and we actually performed with our band
on the side stage, like right outside where everyone gets.
And we actually came in second. We were actually the winner was going to open for Luke Bryan, so we were kind of close to getting that. And it was the Pepsi Challenge. That's what it was called. And it was a great time. We came in second, had a blast.
Yeah, everybody that was in line like scanned the wristbands, just like jamming. We were like, yeah.
And I was like, do the conga line while you're in line.
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
Yeah, we had a blast.
That's awesome. Okay, how about this? And you guys can answer this together or separately, however you want. Who are your 3 most recently played artists on your Spotify? And feel free to choose.
I would say probably
Morgan Wallen,
Luke Combs, and I mean, we don't really. I mean, like, I have like a country playlist, like a bunch of songs, but I feel like we go to Morgan and Luke like every time.
I feel like I probably could have guessed the Luke Combs one. Yeah. I'm surprised that he was second.
Dan and Shay too.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Nice. Okay, and this one's pretty similar to the first one, but a lot of times it's a different answer. What's your favorite on-stage memory?
I had a whole bunch of memories. I actually performed at a wedding
Oh my
for our
gosh.
parents.
No.
And it was like one of the first times I was singing because I was just like transitioning
Yeah, we're
into
little
music.
babies.
And I think I was like 10 years old or whatever. And we were on stage and we sang "I Am the Bread of Life" for the wedding. I actually fainted.
On the harp player.
I fainted on the harp. It was really hot. I was wearing this big suit and I was just like bawling up on stage. And I'm like, "I am the bread of life." And I literally just
passed out on the harp player. And I was like, "You come to me," like singing. I was like, "What just happened?" And my mom started like running up the stairs, and it was kind of chaotic. And then
that was a crazy experience. You know?
I bet. Sounds like it.
Yeah.
It was pretty hot, not gonna lie.
Okay, here we go. Last question. If you could pick one thing for people to take away from this podcast and your music in general, what would it be?
I would say,
Told you these ones are tough.
wait, could you read the question one more time?
If you could pick one thing for people to take away from your appearance on this show or just your music in general, what would it be?
I would say like our genre is country pop music. That's what we kind of go for. I feel like because we listen to country pop on the radio, and I feel like that's like a really wide range of what people listen to nowadays. You can stay tuned at Juna and Joey because that's what we do. We love country pop music. And so yeah.
So if you love it too, you
just
stick with us.
Stick with us, listen to it, tell your friends. We got a lot more coming, so.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited to see where you guys go and to see what comes next. And like I said, we'll definitely have to do this again down the road. I appreciate you guys jumping on here. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And that was another episode of the Tea Party Podcast. It's a country music podcast where you find new friends and new music like Juna and Joey and their new single, Something Good to Miss.
Go tee off on the like button at facebook.com/Tea Party Podcast.
This has been a Tea Party Communications production. Theme music created by Jesse Quandt. Announcer voiceovers by Gwinn. And as always, hosted by Pisani.